act. Almighty Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity, God, that you have given us, the gift of life. We don't take it for granted that, Jehovah, we are alive today, God. We thank you for every member in this room today, for what you have done for us, oh God. We thank you for this company, and we pray for forgiveness of sins, oh God, that you may listen to our humble prayer. We thank you, God, for all the days in this forum, and for this organization for giving us this platform, oh God. We also commit our speaker today, Muthoni, to you, oh God, that she will be able to talk to us, oh God, and she might be able to be a blessing to this organization and to all of us, oh God. We thank you for the gift of life, and we pray for all those who are not here with us, and we commit them into you, Jehovah King of Glory. We pray, Father, that whatever we are going to discuss today, oh God, may it impact our lives in one way or another to be able to serve you and to serve this company to the next level. We thank you and we pray for your blessings as we start, and may you start with us, oh God. And when you come to the end of this program, glory shall come back to you. We thank you and we pray this shortly, trusting in the mighty name. Let's clap for the Lord.
Thank you so much, Veronica. You can have your seats. I want to start, and I do not wish to introduce our guest. I want her to introduce herself, because if I was to do it, I'll do injustice to her. And if you do not know who Muthoni Mukiri is, please go to run to YouTube and subscribe. If you're one who is trying to find herself, run there. And she has very good insights that can help us. Without further ado, Muthoni. Let's clap for her.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day again. So we've had lunch. We have a lot of energy, and it looks so beautiful. Red is one of my favorite colors. So even when I was driving in, Nikona was turning on my van, and I was like, yes. So look at the lady sitting next to you, Mwambia, you look absolutely beautiful. Kuna mtu hajasema? Again, you look absolutely beautiful. Yes, I love the energy. So my name is Muthoni Mukiri Njoroge. I am a counselor. I am a certified mindset coach. I am an author of one of the best-selling books in Kenya. I am also a wife. I am also a mother. I'm excited to be here today. A couple of years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago, I found myself crying on the floor of my apartment. I was heartbroken. I had met a man here in Nairobi, and I went through proper character development. So I was there crying, heartbroken, sad. I did not like myself. I had lost a lot of weight, and my face had broken out, and I was someone I could not recognize. How many of us here have gone through a heartbreak? Hata ya biashara pia ni heartbreak. Hata ya kufutwa job, even getting fired from a job is a heartbreak. It's life, right? Thank you. It's life, yeah. And so in that moment, I lacked something. The reason why I had put myself through a relationship that was very toxic. I'm sure some of you here have had narcissists. Hello. You've heard about narcissists. I was in one of those relationships. So I had put myself through so much in the name of a relationship. Things I didn't like, bad treatment, manipulation. I didn't like myself. I didn't like my job at the time. I was at a space in my life that was not very beautiful. And so one of the things I lacked, one of the reasons why I had put myself through all that in a relationship, and the fact that I was at a job that I hated, was because of lack of self-awareness. Self-awareness ni kujijua, knowing yourself. I didn't know myself. I thought I knew myself. No, you think me najijua. But I did. And today we are talking about self-awareness. Self-awareness is being able to tune into your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions. Do you know your thought process? How is your thought process? How do you think? How do you act? Yes? How in tune are you with your feelings that you know I'm feeling this and this way because of this and that, and this is what I do when I feel like this. Knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and knowing what works for you and what doesn't. That is self-awareness. When you know your strengths, you lean more into what you're really good at. Even when you're being given tasks, you're able to say, mi usinipe hiyo ya kupanga, mi nipatie hii ya accounts, mi usinipatie hiyo. I'm not good when it comes to this, but this one I'll be really good. This one I'll give you very good results. So today, we're starting with self-awareness. People that are self-aware, they are able to, they have self-confidence, number one. They are good decision makers. When you know yourself, it's easy to make a decision. So unajijua. So utaweza kulive na hiyo decision. So unajua kama hiyo decision ina align na who you are. Yeah, so you're even able to predict outcomes. Unajua hiyo outcome itakuwa aje. Unajua ile bidii unafaa kuweka, unajua ile kitu ufai kupay attention because unajijua. So how do you become self-aware? So number one, let's first talk about how to know if you're not self-aware. Unajuaje hauko self-aware? Like how do you? The first thing is you are out of control, totally. You see how we say there's an imaginary line somewhere. We keep saying, don't cross that line. Line, you know. Some people don't have a line. Like uko tu kwa kiwanja mahali round. You can go anywhere. Watu wakienda huku. Ati tunarudi wapi? Ati you can go, and you don't have a line. Nothing governs you. You know, you don't have any boundaries or things you live by. So unajipata umeenda na huku una realize this is not for me. By the time una realize hivyo miaka 5 imepita. Sasa ni stay. How did I handle that conflict? Your disagreement, how did I handle myself? How did I carry myself? Okay, what am I feeling? What have I been feeling lately? Am I feeling fatigue or is it exhaustion? Am I, that intern has been disrespecting me? What has been happening? Reflect. How are my actions lately? How have I been handling things? Conflict, even in terms of tasks you've been given. Have you been meeting your deadlines? That's self-reflection. Unajeta tuka meeting, unajiuliza Nancy, kama Mary kuja hapa, how has your week been? That actually I want you to ask yourself that question. Today is Friday, right? How has my week been? How have my actions been this week? Have I made myself proud? Have I met my expectations for the week? How have I handled things emotionally, even in my relationship? Even in my marriage, even in my motherhood journey, how have I been behaving? What do I want to change about that? Is it, maybe I shout a lot to my children, where is that coming from? And then I shout at them and then I end up feeling so bad about myself. I end up feeling like a bad mother, but because I act out of impulse. That has to change, yeah? Okay, part of also self-reflection is also looking at the things you're doing really well. As you self-reflect, you might realize, by the end of the exam zote za wiki mimi nimezimit. I was on time every day. I got to work by 8 a.m. I surrendered what I needed to. I conducted those meetings very well. Our customer, by the way, hii wiki nimewahandle na grace sana. Even those that came and they were shouting, they were out of order. I am so proud of myself. Self-reflect. Because we learn through mistakes, we learn from ourselves. You're not trying to be someone else. You're trying to be a better version of you. You will never become Nancy, hata kama anafanya kazi vizuri, ama Mary, hata kama sijui anakaaje. You can only become a better version of yourself. So how do you improve yourself? By looking at where you're coming from. And if you've really done well, please clap for yourself. Feel good about yourself. Unajiambia hapa yenyewe, timekeeping yenyewe nimeweza. Lakini hapa kwa reports, hapa ndio yenyewe nafaa kuimprove. That is the conversation you need to have with yourself, even in your alone time. Yes, another thing is about healing your trauma, especially your childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is any pain or trauma that, or any unpleasant experiences that you experienced in your childhood that has followed you in your adulthood? The childhood trauma can look like if you were brought up in a home where there was a lot of criticism, there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of violence. It's very easy for you to find yourself in another relationship when you're in a childhood. It's very easy if you were being shouted at home. Ulikuwa unashautiwa, ulikuwa unaitwa mjinga. It's very that first of all, that's the conversation you still have in your head. Hey, but you realize that's the voice of your caregiver, of your dad saying that to you as a child. So your trauma is any unpleasant experiences you had in your childhood that follows you in your adulthood. You realize if you were belittled, you were bullied, you were treated in funny ways, those are the same kind of relationships you fall into. Kama ulikuwa unashautiwa sana na mama yako na unabodishemiwa, you realize you have friends who are also body shaming you because you have not healed your trauma. So if you don't heal your trauma, inaendeleanga because you don't know anything different. As a child, when you were born, your mind is blank, haina kitu. So the caregivers when walikulea ndio wanaekanga vitu. Hao ndio wanafanya ujue kama wewe ni mrembo, wanafanya ujue kama unafaa kuwa confident, wanafanya ujue by the way unakaa vizuri, unafaa kufanya modeling. Wewe ni mrefu sana, unafaa kufanya modeling. Ama anakuambia wewe ni mrefu sana, usisimame mbele ya watu. They are the ones who determine how you feel about yourself. Yes? And we have two types of wounds. We have a mother wound and a father wound. I want to focus more on a mother wound because a mother wound is pain passed through our mother side of the family. And we are mothers here, right? We are women here, so it's very easy also for us to pass the same pain to our children and for that pain to affect us as women. So a mother wound is the pain passed on from your mother side of the family, from your maternal side. Your grandmother who brought you up, your aunties who brought you up, your elder sisters when you were kulea. If they had low self-esteem, that is what they showed you. If they didn't have confidence, it's very easy also for you to struggle with confidence and such things. So as women, let's heal our trauma. And you will start by asking yourself, what happened to me? And as a result of what happened to me in my childhood, is that the same way I'm living? As a result of what happened to me, what did I become? Who did I become? Am I still creating my childhood all over again? I was brought up in a home where my dad was very tough love, very strict and very hard and very mean. And to make matters worse, I was not very bright in school. But wasi, hello. But wasi mko wapi? Anyway, hello, yeah, I hear you, I see you. So, and then I'm the second born, and our first born alikuwa wa A. Alikuwa anasema A, kwa hesabu A, kila kitu A. Muthoni nakuja na C. The words I dreaded so much in my childhood. Wapi report from? Like my dad used to ask me that, and I used to be so scared and anxiety and all that. And he used to be so mean to me, and he used to say things, you know, we think we build through criticism, but we destroy through criticism. We build through affirming people, through showing them what they are good at, yeah? Even within ourselves. And so I found myself in my upbringing, I was also dating the same men. Why kwenda huko? They're just shouting at me and I didn't see a problem. Why kwenda huko? And then they would ghost me, wananikatia simu, mtu anaenda 1 week hajakupigia. They were treating me kind of the same way. I was brought up in a home where hatukuwa tunapiga story na daddy. Like mko hawa hata msalimianagi. Napoleta chai. Chai hapa. Like it was just military, hakuna emotional availability. So you find that even you grow up in a way that you're also cold. Hata wewe mwenyewe hujui kudio, ukikosea you're so hard on yourself. Kwani nini nakuanga mbaya na mimi? Kila siku navunja vikombe. Mara sijui hata nimechelewa kwenda job. But you realize it came from your upbringing. You've been criticized so much, you're still criticizing yourself. So the reason you're not climbing the corporate ladder, the reason maybe ulipo ile pesa unajua una deserve, is because of who you think you are. And it comes from our childhood. The good thing is you can heal that. Your childhood should not dictate your adulthood. But if you don't know that, it dictates. You realize if you were body shamed a lot, ukaambiwa wewe na hii sura unafai kusimama mbele ya watu. You realize it's hard for you to stand in front of people even now. Am I right? Unaona watu wako confident na hata si warembo kama wewe. Unashindwa hii. Yani mpaka you even hate those people. But is that hate directed really towards that person? No. It's you because you know you are capable of so much more. But because you're being governed by your trauma, you're not able to walk into Margaret's office and say, hey, I think I deserve better, or I think I would want this and that. Yeah? So when you are self-aware, you already know your trauma. Like me, I know I have a father wound. I've worked towards healing it. So go for therapy, go for counseling. When you stop operating from a place of who you are told you are, shosho wako asije alikwambia nini? Na hiyo kichwa yako. You know those things we were being told. Like those were the things they were telling us. Hey, huyu ni yule anakwanga mwerevu shule na huyu ni yule sina nikwambia. So like yeah, sio. Huyu like my mother used to say, huyu ni yule wa Loreto. That was my big sister. That's why mimi nilikuwa shule huko kwa village. So what does that even say about you? So you grow up thinking you're less than. You grow up thinking wewe kuna wale wa hizo wewe ni wa huku chini ya maji kwa giza. It's up to you to decide wewe si uko kwa giza. You heal your trauma, go for therapy, go for counseling, come to me. Ukisikia kitu yenye watu wanaongelea about healing, about self-love, about those things, tokelezea huko. Yeah? We say our parents and our caregivers, they did the best they could with the information they had. You give what you have. That's why we say trauma inakuwa passed over, especially mother wounds and father wounds. So until you realize and you cut it, you can heal it. And if I had not done the inner work, at that time I was telling you, I was very heartbroken. I started working on myself. I started counseling. I started therapy. I started reading books. I started asking myself, who am I outside what my dad said about me? Of course, daddy alisema mimi mjinga, and I was. I was not like bright, like I was not an A student. I was not very bright in school, but he didn't have to tell a child, wewe hesabu nimekulemea kabisa, 1 + 1 haujui. We both know that hiyo sio yenye inakuja kwa exam, but yeah. So who are you beyond what your mother said about you? Who are you beyond how they treated you? Especially if you are treated in a bad way. You are way beyond that. Yeah. So you need to see yourself different from who you are told. Unajua kwetu sisi tunakuwa na issues. Unajua, please just find yourself beyond what they said about you. Heal your trauma. Go for therapy. Go for counseling. You realize when you heal your trauma, you become more confident. Mimi singekuwa hapa kama singekuwa nimeheal, kama singekuwa work on myself. If I was seeing myself from the lens of the things my dad used to say, no, education is the key. Yeah? Yeah. So you become more confident. Even in your workplace, you show up better. Commissions are going to increase because you're able to face clients in a confident way. You're able to go for clients who you think, who before you'd have thought, hey, hawawezi nipea time. Sasa hizi unaingia kwa hiyo ofisi na unaitisha time na unapata haya na wanakusikiza. So when you know yourself for you, so what are your best qualities? What are your best qualities? What is good about you? So the way some of you are looking at me kama exam, ati umesema nini? Best qualities. What are your best qualities? What are you really good at? Maybe I'm kind, I am this, I am good when it comes to this. You need to know. You have a lot of good things about you, but you need to know them. And when you know what you're really good at, you polish it so well, you realize, hata mtu akitafuta mtu wa kupromote, wewe kuna hizo skills, where you're able to say, but I'm also really good at that. And because you already know you're good at it, pia unajitolea na hiyo. Kama ni you're good when it comes to accounting, you're good when it comes to planning things, you're good when it comes to this, you realize you also become an asset even where the company where you work. You become an asset even here. So you need to know what you're good at. Hatuwezi kuwa sisi ndio tunajua lakini wewe hujui. And you know, let me tell you the funny thing. We know what you're good at. That's why we keep saying, ukitaka kukopa pesa enda ukope Nancy. Anakwanga mzuri na hata kusumbua. Because we know you are kind. So we know your good qualities. That's even what companies do. They know your good qualities, and then they use them for themselves. Mimi nikijua unapeananga pesa, si nikitaka kukopa nitakimbia kwako. So you need to know your good qualities so they can work for you first. They are yours. So you become kind to yourself. Watu wengine, they are very good when it comes to organization. When you are planning vitu za masquad, girls trip, lakini kwako kunakaa kama you don't declutter your house, you don't plan your things. So watu wanajua, Maki anajua kupanga vitu, acha tupangie hii trip. But life yako iko foko ndani. So those skills are supposed to first work for you before they come and work for us. So what are you really good at? What are your best qualities? Number 2, what are your weaknesses? We all have weaknesses, and it's okay to have them. But if you look at weaknesses alone, because that's what we do mostly, mbona mimi siwezi keep time? Mbona relationships zangu zote kila mtu ananiwachanga? Mbona if you start looking at what is wrong, that is what you'll focus on. You'll think that is the only thing that is going on for you. So look at what you're good at. You really have good things about you. Please know them so you can build on them. At the same time, what are your weaknesses? And you're not really good at. And then you start feeling, why am I not good? That's your weaknesses. That's one of your weaknesses. But you have other strengths that you're good at. So your strengths and your weaknesses, please do that as an assignment. The other thing is self-love. Hey, self-love. What is soft life, babes? I'm also a soft life babe. I love life and I love soft things. You know why? When I came here, Maggie was asking me, we could just take a projector. And I was like, no, this is a girl talk. Yeah, so this is not a work meeting. Tonight to improve as individuals in our personal lives and also career-wise. So self-love. I know a lot of ladies don't understand self-love and struggle with self-love. And one of the reasons why you struggle with self-love is, you might not like this one, is because there's nothing to like. If you drink on Sunday the whole night na Monday uko na meeting asubuhi, haamini imekubeba. Okay, what is there to like about that? By the time 12 inafika, unasikia tu sijui ni ukupiuka sasa, unatafutana panadol left right. You can't like that even yourself. You are a person too, and you're seeing what's happening. If you find yourself in relationships zenye unajua ni mbaya, married men, wanaume wana cheat all over, they are treating you badly, there's nothing to like about yourself in that space. So part of self-love is being honest with yourself about some of the ways that you're letting yourself down. Why you are not loving yourself. Is it because you're not taking care of yourself? Sasa unataka kujiangalia kwa kioo. Hata ukipita hivi unashika na mnyama gani huyo juu? Ni wewe. Hata utaki kuona kitu jali. Ulishuka lines when May ulishuka Feb. Yeah, so you need to be someone hata ukiangalia una like. Part of self-respect is becoming someone you yourself will respect. Part of self-respect is becoming someone mwenye unaweza respect. So what are some of the characteristics of things that people that you respect have? Why do you respect the people who unaona kama maybe they keep time. Maybe they are really good at what they do. Maybe wameenda therapy, wamejiwakia wako na confidence. Maybe they know how to speak in front of people. Maybe they know how to kwa meeting anaweza uliza maswali hata amejitolea kufanya nini, and then you're looking at them, you're wondering, hey. So for you to respect yourself, you have to become someone that you yourself would respect. So kama wewe kijiona hivi unajua hey hapa, ask yourself, what would make me love myself more? The people that love themselves, what is it? Is that one thing that they are doing that make you think, wow, you can also improve yourself as you in your own way, depending on what you want in life. So self-love is basically self-approval. Ni wewe kuji-approve. Whether niko sawa, I'm good enough. You could buy a blue tick. And for you to approve anything, you have to know what you are approving. For you to approve anything, you have to know what you are approving. It's like before you get into a relationship, unapatana na kamjamaa pale Archives ama Kencom ama siku hizi hakuna hii, sio unapatana huko. Okay, ama Kencom ama Afya Center. And so you don't like him. So unapatana tu amekuvibe, amekuchia number, wanataka kujua ama kwa mat wherever. So for you, before you start loving that man, tukipatana tu hivi za kumpenda. For you to actually fall in love with him and to like him, you have to get to know him. Yeah, we like the same things. Oh, hata wanainvesting hata alinunua asifizi yako na Airbnb. Unajua hata akinicall akiniambia sijui ni. Yani you start getting to know him and realize, hey, I like this guy. And then eventually you're like, hey, I love this man. Because you've gotten to know him. So you cannot like something or love something that you don't know, including yourself. So you have to go on a self-discovery journey. Who am I? Outside what Shosho said about you, outside what Mark said about you, outside what your kindergarten teacher said, or what the bullies said about you, or what your ex said. Who am I? Get to know yourself. But then you realize, hey, but I'm really good when it comes to this. Or hey, I really enjoy when my house is decluttered. Or I really love this and that. Find out what you like. Who are you? I like this, I'm into this, I really love organizing things, I really love reading. I realize I really love reading. I realize when I travel, I take time for nature walks and it really fills my cup and I feel good about it. Jijue for you. Yeah? Even some of your best features, building your body confidence. And one of the best ways is, every woman here needs to have a full mirror. Kioo. Every woman here needs to have a full mirror. Maybe kwa mlango, kwa nyumba yako, just before you step out, or even, okay, just step in bedroom, because of what I want to say next. So every woman, you have a full mirror. The best way to build body confidence is when you're naked in front of that mirror. So the mirror is there. So ndio wewe huyu hapa bila nguo. Alafu una dance kidogo. That is how you start building your confidence. Confidence is not built here in front of people. It's built in your own personal space. Hapo ndo unajichocha. You know the things, let me tell you. As women, we focus on what someone said about our body. Ama ile part unajua si poa sana. So even when you look at yourself in front of the mirror, that's the first thing that meets your eye. Hizi miguu zangu. Right? It's the first thing you see. So when you start doing those exercises, totally naked, look at yourself, walk around, dance, you start even noticing, na hapa panaka vizuri. Na body, my body texture looks so good. This kinton yangu inakaa, sasa nivae kaskati nione. That's how you start to build. In body confidence is built alone before kuja hapa. Even my confidence, sijaijengea mbele ya watu huko kwa kioo, right? Ni huko in my alone space. So I want to encourage you to do that. Know yourself. What are your best features? What do you really even like on your body? Enhance it more. Let it show. Be proud of it. Yeah? And anyone who has said something negative about you, people might have said, we were bullied a lot. I have actually said this. I was bullied because of my nose. I have a sharp nose. And so, and they used to call me in Kikuyu, they used to call me Kanyorumo Daishe. Kanyorumo Daishe means pointed nose. Wow, Margaret. Anyway, so, yeah. And so I at that point, I didn't like my nose. It was until I started growing up and I realized, kama kwa kama nikapoa. Like it's beautiful and it looks good. So when you look at yourself, bullies are just people. They don't have any experts. And it's them expert wa mapua aliniambia please. It's just someone who says something about your nose, right? I'm an expert wa nini wa urembo aliniambia mimi si wale please. Yeah, so don't take their words so seriously. They're just another person. God has said such beautiful things about us. And we are trusting a man who you dated for 3 months. forward. Mtu akisema kitu baya kuhusu mwili yako, don't give them permission to make you feel bad. Hata mtu akwambia, hizo matiti zako ni kubwa. Na mwambie, nazipenda zinakuanga sexy. Yeah, that's how you deal with them. You don't let them make you feel bad. Atakubaki hapo kijiuliza, na huyu sita anapenda anaongea kisijui hata nini. Hiyo conversation unaimalizia hapo. Na wewe hii height yako usikiani nini ukiwa mrefu sana. Mwambie excuse me, hii height unajua huwezi buy. Watu wanaenda wanaongezwa haga, watu wanaongezwa body parts lakini mtu anaongezwa height. Si ndio? Yeah. So don't allow people to make you feel small. Hata kwa meeting huwezi ongea. I don't know if you guys experience this. Kwa work meeting, alafu unasikia kuna anxiety, unataka kusema kitu lakini unasikia anxiety. Alafu ile kitu ulikuwa unataka kusema mtu mwingine anasema. Hapo anapigiwa makofi, mpaka anakuwa albai yule unasikia my ear. Ni kama umechukua yako. Unashika why didn't I? So if you feel small, you are allowing people to make you usipatie mtu ruhusa kukufanya usikie small. Yeah? So build your confidence. Know your best qualities, affirm yourself, jikumbushe hata ukisimama hapo mbele ya kioo. Even before you leave your house, I look so good. Nakaa vizuri. Wow, hii kala inanitoa poa. So hata mtu asipokuambia, hata kama you know how we buy a new dress, alafu hakuna mtu amecompliment, then you're thinking, karibu when you change. So when you've complimented yourself, those others are secondary. And because you already know, anything you say, you're also listening. Hata mimi nikiongeza hivyo najisikia. So anything you say, you are absorbing. So when you tell yourself, oh my God, I look so good. Oh, I love this. Katinatoa migupoa. Even if no one else says it, you had it. You had it in the morning when you are telling yourself. Yeah? So self-love. Some of the things you can do for self-love, filling your cup, we call it filling your cup, is knowing some of the things that make you feel good, especially as a woman. As a woman, you have to learn to fill your cup. Take long showers, kama umeka reggae hapo, una dance hapo kisha, una reggae huko kwa simu. Okay, nani huyo ameteka? It's totally okay. So take long showers. When you're doing your skincare routine, light a candle hapo kando. Make your bed as if your boyfriend is coming on that day. Your white beddings, weka za silk, vaa lingerie. Hakuna mtu mwenyewe anajivalia, vaa your lingerie ya lace na net, your two-piece set ka short na ka kitu, weka ka love songs hapo, put a glass of wine there next to your stand and feel good about it. I want you to repeat after me. Feeling good is my birthright. Feeling good is my birthright. Again, feeling good is my birthright. Yes, because it is your birthright. So take it. Don't wait for other people to come and make you feel good. Well, their job to feel good is to themselves, not to you. Sindio? Yeah, and as women, you realize sometimes we are bitter. Sometimes we are resentful. Sometimes we are like, huyu mwanaume hata hakuna kitu ananipeleka, hakuna mahali ananipeleka, hata Valentine's. It's totally okay, by the way, especially for those that are married. How many are married here? All right. You need to learn to fill your cup. Another human being cannot be your source of happiness. Unajua source ni nini? Source ni pale unaenda kuchota kitu hauna wewe. Ni maji unaenda kuchota from the source. Another human being has not carried your happiness for you on your behalf. So you create it. And one of the reasons why we are bitter, we are controlling, is because we are running on empty. Hatuna kitu. So tunategemea huyu ambaye ile socks unataka, ile shati unapenda ndio usikie vizuri about yourself. Ndio furahi, ndio siku yako isikuwe ruined. It's a miserable way to live. So you have to have things that you do that bring you joy and happiness. That is how you even show up to your workplace. Like you work there. Like you want to make a change for that day. So you cannot pour an empty. Ukitembea huku empty, kila mtu atakasirisha. Kuanzia kwa nyumba, msichana wa kazi, ama jirani, kufika kwa stage, mtu umekaa naye kwa gari, ananoga sijui aje, kufika kwa ofisi. Everyone will control you. You will unasema hey, leo siku yako ilianza vibaya, today you've had a bad day. Is because unategemea watu wanuke vizuri, wanukie vizuri, ukuwe na siku nzuri. Unategemea leo huyo office bully anyamaze, but hakunyamaza. Yeah? When office bullies, hello, tunawajua. Yeah, anyway, so it's your job. So those soft things, make your bed like you're making it for someone important because you are important. Treat yourself like someone you care and love, someone you really care about. And it's your job. Fill your cup. Eat, ukipika chakula, jipikie vizuri. Watu wa Indomie na mayai. Single people. Indomie na mayai haraka. Yeah, so take care of yourself because treat yourself like someone you care about. You know, we even say how you love yourself is also how you teach people to love you. That's how you teach even your colleagues to respect you. Kama ukikuja unajua kuna wale colleagues unajua huyo lazima akae poa. Hata ukitaka advice ya nguo ya kuvaa makicho kibao unamuuliza haya, nimeje kunionyesha between hii na hii. Juu unamrespect kwa your sector. Juu amejikubali na anajitake seriously. Si ndio? Yeah, so you have to have things you do to fill your cup. Another thing is solo dates. Sema solo dates. Unaoga vizuri, unavaa kadress kako kale, unasema kadress kako unajua umeshaanza kuangalia wardrobe. Umejua ni kagani, heels zako, look good, go to a nice restaurant, ama enda ka movie, keti chini and enjoy that food. Peke yako hivyo. Because it doesn't mean you need someone else to feel good about you. Ati lazima mkwe na mtu ndio mwende mwenjoy kwa restaurant. Hakuna happiness yako umebeba, si ndio? Hakuna mtu amekubebea happiness. Hakuna, ni wewe. So you create it, you bring it here. Yes. So take yourself on solo dates at least once a week. Mahali ukitoka job. So at least once a week, at least just a daily video. So we talk a job, yes? Once a month. So let me say, I know why you say that. Solo dates don't have to be expensive. Solo dates inakaa, ukitoka job, unajua kuna mahali kunakuwa na karaoke Wednesdays. So unapitia hapo, unaimba wimbo moja, una dance kidogo, unaenda home. Solo dates look like, acha nipitie Java nikunywe chai, kahawa. That's a solo date. Solo dates don't mean it has to be very expensive. Big screen movies, I do them so much. Hata niko na ingine inakaa map ya group. I charge them 1,000. You can check my page, Muthoni Mukiri. I have even a poster. We have a movie date, a girls movie date on 6th. You can book. Movie inakuwa 600, big screen movie IMAX. Unatoka job, ama saa tu unaoga, unavaa tu set yako ama whatever. Alafu unaenda, unaangalia ile movie iko, una watch trailer YouTube, unaenda unajibamba huko na movie na popcorn zako. Movie dates don't have to be expensive. I mean solo dates. You can even do Karura. Unaenda Karura, unaenda walk, upata mtu na besti yako, unaenjoy nature. Point is, do things that make you feel good. Fill your cup as a woman. Yes, and also part of self-awareness is knowing how your hormones affect you. PMS. There's a time in between our periods when we're on mood swings, taki kuona mtu, unasikia uko emotional sana. It might be when you're ovulating, just before your periods, during your periods. Please know that time, know yourself. Observe your period of your periods of a period of like 4 months in between. Ukipata zile time, oh my God, unalia. Hata ukiona kitu kadogo ya TikTok unalia. Hata kwa matatu hata So it could be your hormonal. It could be it's that time in between your cycle. Ni vizuri mjijue because some of you mnakwanga na mood swings, unajipata uliresign ama umebreak up na yeye na huyo mtu, hapo na realize you realize by the way you are just hormonal. So you need to know yourself. It's part of self-awareness as a woman. Not so that you can do anything about it, so you can know. Unajua by the way, on my period, I'm very emotional. Or I have saki kuongeleshwa na mtu. So that you don't ruin relationships because of a temporary situation. See, 2 days alafu kulipoa. So what ukijipata emotional ama na mood swings, instead of wondering kwa nini nakuwa na mood swings, you're able to remember, kumbe na relate. Yeah? So it becomes easier on you. So self-love, fill your cup. Treat yourself like someone important in your house. So don't just declutter your house when someone is coming. Katika kama mtu akuji, kijiko iko huko chini. Makaratasi za Stanford. You know. So you deserve love, attention, and the value that you're giving to everyone else outside here, especially men. Single ladies, where are you? For the ones that are dating. Nawaona. Hiyo attention unapea watu. Please, you first have to give it to yourself. Number 2, there are days where you let yourself down. There are days where you don't feel so good about yourself. Nishautia mtu uko job. There's just something you did. I will not dwell on this. Isha happen and it happened. Tunasonga mbele tukiwa wiser. So learn to forgive yourself. Learn to soothe yourself. Ama ukisikia mdosi amekushautia ama umepewa warning letter na Margaret hapa. Then you feel, oh my God. Just ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What do I need to learn from this? Or what can I do? Sasa nimerealize by then nimemesa leo. What can I do? Number 1, you can make amends. Do the right thing. Maybe you need to make a phone call to that person. You need to do an apology. You need to reply that email. Or you just need to learn your personal lessons in peace. Ukishamaliza kulearn lesson, do something good to lift your moods. You see that friend we want. When you mess up, maybe umechelewa kufika job, presentation yako ilikuwa mbaya kabisa. Then I want to tell your friend, what are some of the things you want them to tell you? Hey, when unafika on time, hata ikuwa mbaya sana. Hiyo presentation hata ikuwa mbaya sana. Then I imagine it wasn't. That is also the same conversation you need to have with yourself. Unajiambia, leo nili mess up. But you know what? The fact that ilienda hivyo sikumaanisha kila siku presentation zako zinakuanga mbaya. And because now I know, inamaanisha hii presentation ya next week Wednesday, I will ace it. It's a creative time. I will do my best. So don't be so hard on yourself. We make mistakes. We are human and you will continue to make them. Learn the lessons. Make amends where you can. Ask for forgiveness. Do the right thing. And then also do something to lift your moods. We call it self-soothing. Hata ukisikia mtu amekukasirisha sana, lakini si ati mtu anaweza sema kitu lakini si wewe aliambia, lakini unasikia tu amekubo. It's okay. Go calm yourself down. Alafu ukitoka job upitie mahali ubae ice cream kule. Usikie vizuri, jibembeleze. Si ndio? Time to punish ourselves happened. Time for punishment happened during our upbringing. Now, why are you still punishing yourself? Like, we cannot be punished, criticized, done everything, some of those who went through trauma, all the worst things, because you were living in their house and because they were taking care of you. And now that you have money, now that you're beautiful, now that you have freedom, bado uendelee na hiyo jela, bado uendelee kujicriticize, bado uendelee kukuwa hard on yourself. Not anymore. At some point, we have to get to a point where we accept now we are adults. Now it's us to create the life we want. So give yourself permission to live your life the way you want. So when it comes to progressing career-wise, number 1, you need to know where you are at in terms of your career. Yeah, it's totally okay. That's the first thing. You know where you are at, so you can measure yourself. What you need to do to get there, what you need to stop doing, what you need to do more. Yeah, I've spoken about the other thing, learning from your mistakes. We grow through mistakes. We learn through mistakes. It's part of being a human being. Don't be so hard on yourself. The problem is repeating the same thing. Unafutwa kila job ukienda. There's a lesson you're not learning. There's a lesson you're missing somewhere. And when you're able to get the lesson, you'll realize you stop repeating that same thing over and over again. So be kind to yourself, and self-reflect, value growth, take an extra skill, improve yourself. Take an extra skills, ile course unataka ama whatever role you have, how can you improve yourself? Yeah? How can you be visible? Kama wewe ni wale wa, hey, me I'm so smart, lakini mimi sitaki kupokea sana kwa meeting, hakuna mtu anataka kupromote. Jo uonekane hatukujui na smartness yako, si ndio? You realize the people who get promoted, the people who wanapata hizi position walikuwa wanataka, ni wale wenye wanajitoa, wanaonekana. Si ati wako na the best ideas. So tukiwa na light aje ndani yako, lakini hauitoi, hatuoni, we can't see the light. So maybe you need to do some inner work or to get some extra help to learn how to build your own confidence. Ndio usijifiche na hiyo uzuri yako. The world can benefit so much from your growth and from your goodness. Yeah? So I just want to encourage you. Life has ups and downs. Life can be challenging. Sometimes we don't get what we want, but we get what we work for. We get what we go for. So nothing will find you in bed. That's what we say. Hata watu wa dating. That's what I tell ladies who come to my dating sessions. Oh, I'm an introvert. I don't leave my house. Okay. But I want someone. You have to leave your house. Sindio? Introvert, no man introvert. You know me nikitoka kwa nyumba, job home, Saturday kulala, Sunday kamisa home. Okay. You know, that's what I'm saying. You do solo dates, enda hizo hikes, you bonfire, wanafanya sijui nini, kuna hiking, tokelezea, na ukae poa. Look like a single woman. Look beautiful. Jipende. Don't look like jipende kabisa. Own your space in this world. You have a space in this world. Take it and own it. Sindio? All right. Yes, that's what I had prepared for today. So thank you so much for having me. I wanted us to do a Q&A if you have some questions. Do you have some questions? Do you? Magia toke. Watoke. Kama unataka watake fanya hivi. Fanya tu hivi. Hata usiongee, utajua. If you have some questions but unaogopa juu wao wako hapa, they can tell no, it's okay. Wauliza maswali zao, nijibu zao alafu watoke. So tunauliza so nijibu zao alafu waende alafu sasa tujibu zenu. You guys are, but if you feel you want them to leave, niamfanyeni tu hivi. I've got you. It's totally okay, by the way. It's fine. Sawa. So thank you so much for listening to me, for engaging with me. You've been such a fun crowd.
Thank you so much, Muthoni. I think we can do better than that. That's all. Kuna maswali? Ama tutoke? Hakuna maswali? Tunaweza toka tuache mnini muulize maswali. Thank you. That was quite
something. Can I say something? You can also write your question if you are anonymous. Yeah, it's also okay. Yes. It's also okay if you don't want your name to be there or to be seen. It's perfectly fine. But kama mnataka watu watoke mfanye tu hivyo. Mnaonyesha tu signal.
All right, thank you, Muthoni. Yes, you're writing. Yes. Sir? Online is a question? All right, let me answer anything to address the question.
Someone is asking, kindly say something about narcissistic relationships through marriage.
Thank you.
So, is where I'm seated okay or do I need to stand? I sit. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Okay, I wanted to sit. Thanks. I said something about narcissistic relationships. So narcissism is a bad. Narcissism is a personality disorder. Individuals who have that personality disorder are selfish. They have an inflated sense of themselves. They think they are God's gift to mankind. They are controlling. They are mean. They are insecure, and they derive pleasure by demeaning people. Yeah, and so if you're with a narcissist, you realize one of the things they do is they strip you of your glory. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you going there? Why are you wearing this? It's gonna make me look bad. It's gonna make me feel this way. Everything is about them. So they suck you completely. I dated a narcissist, and so one of the things I had to go through was a lot of control. At some point, I felt like he had tracked my car. At some point, I felt like he could see things I was doing even when he wasn't there. There was a lot of insecurities. Umetoka na wapi, mlikuwa na nani? They make you feel like you're not who you think you are. Like, sasa nawe nani mwingine? Acha kuna mtu anaweza kupenda venye nako. Hakuna mtu atakaye kupenda venye nakupenda. Hautaipata mtu mwingine mzuri kuniliko. So they take your glory completely. Deep down, they're scared, vulnerable little children who maybe went through abandonment or who went through some form of trauma. And so what they do is they take everything for their own glory. And when they are done, say, oh, you don't even know how to speak in front of people, you forgot who you are, then now they move to another woman and do the same over and over. Most narcissists are men, over and over again. So the women who date narcissists or who find themselves with narcissists, number one, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is what you think about yourself, who you think you are. If you don't think highly about yourself, they will control you. They will tell you sivaeli na unawacha kuvaa. It's a sign of low self-esteem, haujiamini. Yeah. Number two is trauma. I said, for me, I was brought up in a home where there was a lot of criticism from my dad. And so I used to find myself in relationships with men who are also treating me the same way, who are also criticizing me. And people who will criticize you with no empathy, narcissists have zero empathy. The people who will do that are narcissists. So that's how I found myself in a narcissistic relationship. If you're married to a narcissist, I'd say seek help, go for a therapy, come to me for counseling, get help alone. You cannot go for therapy with a narcissist because they will manipulate everyone. They will change things. It's just another workload. Yeah, so I would say get help on your own first before you decide what to do. In the meantime, if you're in that marriage, you can Google something called grey rocking. Grey rock. Grey rocking is where you don't engage them. Wakianza hizo emotional outbursts na kukwambia sijui, don't engage them, don't defend yourself, don't feed into their tantrums. So you can practice grey rocking, and in the meantime, just go see someone. But if you're dating, no, con a narcissist, please leave. It doesn't get better. He will suck everything. They won't supply. They will take everything, and they have zero empathy. Now, they go to the next one and do the same thing. Yeah. So if you're dating, leave. If you're married, first start wait for therapy because maybe there are kids involved, you have parents involved, you have everyone involved. But if you're married and you don't have children, or maybe you have one child and you've not been married for long, the best option would be to leave and just run for your life because it is a personality disorder. And narcissists cannot get help because when a narcissist have a problem, but you're telling a narcissist he has a problem, how? Like they are just like little gods. Yes. Thank you for that question.
Thank you, Muthoni. I don't know whether you have any other question, Nelson. You can take that before you come to the audience. All right. Any questions from the audience? If you have written, just pass the paper forward. You can also raise your hand or bring the mic to you. Angela, come. Angel.
So, okay, it's Angel from Faster. Yeah, Renee's theory of sleep about how we tend to do things in a wrong way, and then there's this guilt tripping on yourself. So, like, let me say, like my scenario, I wronged someone in a very like I would say weird manner. Let me use that. But then there's this guilt tripping in myself all the time. I'm like, yes, I apologized, but I'm like, is it enough? Because there's this thing called when people are anxiously attached, and then maybe we tend to meet a lot of avoidant people, right? So when you meet an avoidant, then you do something wrong. There's this because you're already attached. It's very hard for you to like detach yourself. So my question is, how can you go about that?
All right.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what is within your control? What's within your control? What can you actually control? The only thing that is within your control is yourself. So if you've apologized and you promised to make amends, you have to give them space to forgive you and to come back to the table. Because the fact that you've asked for forgiveness or you've apologized, it doesn't mean they press a button immediately for the heart of what they're going through. It might take them some time. Give them that time. If the time you think is too much for you, then you can move on. Yeah. Another thing, for those that have anxious attachment style, it's okay, we attach differently. It's important to know that, so you communicate your needs. You tell him, I like it when you check up on me. I like it when you check in with me, even when you're busy. Yeah, I love when we have these conversations. I love it when you compliment me, when you validate me. Tell him your needs. Tell him what would work for you. Communicate. Don't just assume. And then he doesn't know you like him checking in with you during the day, but if he doesn't, now you're mad. But he didn't know it's something you wanted. So communicate your needs. And then when you start getting to know someone, and you realize they're an avoidant, they're running away, then that is not the person for you. And it's okay, you can't change someone. We cannot change anybody. Like what we think we are, we think we can come changing grown-ups in their 30s. You can't. You either accept them the way they are, or you just let them go. So communicate your needs and observe how they show up. But usianze being so upset, but you didn't say what you wanted. You didn't say what works for you. So you communicate. If they can't give you that, now you have a choice to make. But in terms of wronging someone, what is in your control is apologizing and promising to make amends. If they feel they don't want to forgive, it's also okay. You have done your part, the rest is not on you. At least sleep in peace knowing you apologized. You tried and you did the right thing by you at that point. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Muthoni. Really, there's something Muthoni talked about when she talked about extending grace to yourself. As long as you've forgiven and you've apologized, I don't think there's much you can do to make the change. I always say, how I feel, you cannot control it. What you did, I felt what I felt. You cannot control how I deal with it. But if for you, you have done the best you can. Next to yourself. Question? The question that came, maybe you can answer that as we wait for the other questions. All right. There was one written question. Was it a question? Any other questions as you wait for that one? As you're looking for the question, any other question, you can raise your hand. You found it? All right.
How to navigate divorce and dating again. How to navigate divorce where kids are involved and one party is unwilling to support the kids. So one of those ways is to go to court. go to court, find a mediator. I don't know if that has happened. That is one of the ways. Number 2, go for therapy. Seek help. I say we go to school and you're taught how to become an engineer, how to become a journalist, how to become a doctor. But no one teaches you how to handle life, how to deal with your emotions, how to deal with life's disappointments, breakups, and all that. So I will tell you to go and seek help. Number 2, dating again. When you have children, dating is not the same. Number 1, your bar is higher now because they'll not only be breaking your heart, they're also breaking little hearts here. And then another thing, you don't have the biological clock rush. You know how people without kids, kisha hit 30, unaanza kusikia, you know, if you have children already, then you don't have that rush. So take as much time as you need. Your standards need to be higher because it's not just you. Your kids are also there involved. So don't rush. Number 3, don't date as Mama Jaden, Mama Ryan. Look like a girl. Look beautiful. You know something funny is people after divorce they start looking so good. They lose weight. Still they do what you see them and you want to tell you, yeah. So look beautiful. Don't go on a date. Don't let your whole life revolve around motherhood. Sindio? Ati mtu akikuona tu hivi. Of course, sisi ni wamama hapa, we are women. Ati mtu akiona Muthoni tu anaona umama. Even those that are in marriage, sindio? Your whole identity cannot revolve around another person. A child is another person. It's supposed to be about you, even your goals and everything. So as you date again, if you're divorced or you're a single parent, you're trying to date again. Kama ulipata mtoto 2020, why do you still have signs of pregnancy? Unajua hyperpigmentation haijawahi isha. For real, why? Unajua tangu nipata, there are those things we can't change. Like I know sometimes when you have a child, sengine mguu yako inaweza unapata shoe size ime. There are those things we can't. But those that are within your control, go somewhere to a skin cosmetologist, tumwambie nataka kitu ya kubrighten hii shingo yangu. Brighten it, ifanane na uso. Don't walk around with signs of postpartum. Na jende na kwa shule. Take care of yourself, sindio? You see, our identity should not revolve around other people. Children are other people. They're outside you. Yeah, so as you date, don't make your whole identity revolve around Mama Raya. There's nothing even attractive about that. Be the girl first. Because how he treats you as a human being is how he'll treat your children. His character, his values, how he handles people, how he respects other people, what he stands for, how he treats you, means that's how he treats people. It's also the people you want because you want to date again. Men are visual, like they want to see things. So look good. Show your best features. Usifunike vitu sana. Look like a single woman. Look attractive. Ati kama anapitisha macho hivi atarudi angalie tena. Yeah. So and have no apology. Sawa, vaa heels, vaa dress kako kafupi, vaa kitu kanaonyeshana cleavage. Yes. It's okay.
Thank you so much for that response. It's very much a family. Just a second. I'll get my check. Yes, so for the questions that we are continuing with, there's a request that Kate and I have. We're going to be walking around the seats, and then we'll be picking your questions in case you're shy, and we'll be walking around the aisles picking the questions and also the comments that you have and compliments towards the guest speaker, not just questions, so we can also appreciate her concerning the forum. Sawa. That's okay. Yeah, so if you have a question, you can shoot it our way. We'll collect the papers. Don't write your name. Kate and I will be walking along the aisles. You can send a message to the Onfon Group. If you know my number, my name is Miss Wawa. You can even send it there. We'll see it and we'll forward it for responses. So yes, back to you.
Okay, it's also okay to ask on behalf of a friend. It's okay. Yeah.
Hello, hello everyone. Hi. So I wanted to ask if you would talk about self-forgiveness.
All right. Thank you for that question. So self-forgiveness is so important because if you don't forgive yourself, you walk around in shame. So one of the ways to forgive yourself is to write a letter. Write a letter to yourself. I forgive you for doing this and that. You can even write there, if your name is Mary, I forgive you for doing this and that. I forgive you for saying that. I forgive you for those actions. You know better now and you deserve to be forgiven. And even as part of forgiveness is also apologizing to yourself, because even when you wrong someone and you actually realize I made a mistake, you're so hard on yourself. It affects you so much and you find yourself punishing yourself. It also hurts you to some extent. So part of it is telling yourself, I'm sorry you went through that. It's allowed for anyone to go through. Yeah. So number one is writing a letter to yourself. The thing you need with forgiveness is the willingness to want to let it go. Even forgiving other people, because I know that's another topic. So you can write a letter to yourself, I forgive you, everything there, and I let it go. And urarue utupe, don't keep it there for people to read. Urarue, throw it away or you burn it. Yeah. Another thing is also take accountability of the role you played. When you know, hii ndio makosa nilifanya. So if this scenario came again, I would make this other choice, or this is what I would do. Also, learning from it. What role did I play? That's take accountability, make amends where necessary. Apologize. Kama ni kitu ulichukua, rudisha. Kama ni whatever, it's a disagreement, tell them acha twende lunch tukiongea ni kitu. Make amends. It also softens the journey and makes the journey easier. I know forgiveness is also a topic that people struggle with, and there's nothing that is not worthy of forgiveness. Because you're not forgiving because people have apologized. You're forgiveness for your healing. You're forgiving for your healing. You're forgiving people because you deserve peace. You deserve to live your life without that thing weighing on you. You're freeing yourself from it. So forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Not because they've apologized, not because they deserve to be forgiven, because you deserve peace, you deserve to heal. Why are people hurting us and we are the ones here feeling bad? Why do they get to walk free while we are here languishing in hurt of what they did to us? The people who deserve space in your heart are people who love you and support you, not people who hurt you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Muthoni. I think you said you can ask on behalf. So
Yes.
can I ask on behalf? I think I've lived long enough for this to say a few things. So with this thing that people tend to be defined by what other people say, like you said in your case, what your dad said. In adulthood, I would wish to believe that we are old enough to know if Veronica says 1, 2, 3 about me, that does not define me. It is mostly about her. How can we help the young people overcome that, especially when it comes to supervisor-staff relation?
All right. Thank you for that question. That's a good question. One of the things you need to know, and I spoke about, is who you are, your best qualities, what you're good at, what you're not really good at. When you know yourself, you're not depending on everybody else to tell you who you are. Jackie alisema hivi kwa lift, this other one has said this, even in the morning, my boyfriend said this about me. If you don't know who you are, we will tell you who you are. We will tell you a lot of things. And you know, a lot of times when people tell you who you are, especially if they are mean, they're telling you who you are from where they're coming from. If they're talking about something you did, maybe where they're from or what they've seen, that is not good or that is not okay. So a lot of times, it has nothing necessarily to do with the issue at hand, especially if they attack your character. So know yourself. Ukishajijua, so unajijua already mimi ni nani. So even when your supervisor comes to tell you something, you're able to leave. You're not waiting, you're not depending on them to tell you something about you. You're not on edge. Sana unajua naogopa asiseme kitu kuhusu. Wewe si unajijua. If they say something that you know that's not you, you're able to tell them, by the way, that is not me. That is a problem, or I made a mistake, or I will make amends, or I will do the right thing. Yeah. So the most important thing is to know yourself. And then number two, what's the worst thing someone can say about you? Like, what's the worst thing? I asked that question in my sessions. Ni nini hiyo kubwa sana mtu anaweza sema ile unaogopa sana? And you realize there's nothing really. And that thing, you're the one who's saying it. Sio huyo mtu. Because I'm not saying anyone. I've said someone. So you're the one who has that kind of thinking towards yourself. Sometimes I ask my clients, what's the worst thing someone can say about you? I don't want them to think I'm a slut. Okay, no one has said anything about sluttiness. So who is saying it? It's you. So you don't want to take accountability of your thought process. So unasema ni sisi tunaweza sema, that's what you're thinking about yourself. Yeah. So know yourself, and then feedback is not cast on stone. It's not amesema. It's something you take and then you think about. Oh, by this supervisor wangu alisema hivi na hivi. So what do I do about this? It doesn't mean just because someone has said something about you. Sasa imekuwa hivyo na hivyo imeandikwa na sasa no. Yeah. So take what's yours, what is gonna help you and what you don't need. Yes. And stop putting people on a pedestal. It's okay, you can come. Stop idolizing people. They're just people. Meet them on a human level. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you continue writing your questions and feedback, I want to share my story today. And it's about heartbreak. Yeah, it's about heartbreak, and I believe once you come out, we have learned from Tony that we have to learn to forgive ourselves, right? 25 years ago, 22 years ago, I didn't know that I was forgiving myself. I didn't know that whatever I did was forgiving myself. I've had some friends who could share stories of heartbreak. And I'm like, how can somebody be hurt for 5 years just because of a heartbreak? I had this boyfriend. I was naive from the village. When I joined college, I was like, now, wow, I'm open for relationship. Then I started dating a man. From being naive, I didn't know that men are mysterious. I continued with my relationship despite the fact kulikuwa na red flags, of which I didn't want to listen to. You can imagine, my friends could see the red flags and they could tell me, Josephine, I think this guy is misusing you. I'm like, no, it's like you people don't know. So come this day, and somehow, when you are too naive, God can rescue you from your naivety. Then this date, I decided to go to this man to visit him without telling him that I will be going there. Now, Nachikani, why you? I thought it is my story. You already know it. Wow. So, I went in this house, there used to be two. My boyfriend and his younger brother. Then I went slowly. Those other days when I used to go there, yani I could meet everything is in place, right? Then the other day, at the door, I met with some lady shoes. I'm like, okay, could it be sister could it be girlfriend to the brother? But the brother, by then he was in high school. I'm like, oh, okay. Before I even entered the house, I met with the brother. Then, the fact that the brother knew me, ile kwa hivi, kanamuuliza who is in the house, I'm like, akapita chwa. So, si unaanza kujijazia, something might be wrong. Then that house ni kuingia, hakuna watu kwa sitting room. Hapo mgeni na amevaa viatu ya msichana, hapo wapi? Where is this Steve? Who is Steve? Remember, I didn't call. I just made an impromptu visit. I hope you are writing your questions. So, out of that, I started becoming nervous. Then, nikasimama kwa mlango. Then there was a neighbor, nikamuuliza, nani ndio nitaweza kuwa kwa hii nyumba? Akaniambia, Steve ako hapo kwa nyumba. Yeah, that boyfriend used to be called Steve. Si nimejijazia, Steve ako kwa nyumba na viatu ziko hapa. To cut the story short, he was on the act. And remember, I didn't have any other boyfriend. Yani ni huyo tu ndio nilikuwa nategemea. And he was my first boyfriend. You can imagine the heartbreak. So I'm like, nilienda nikapanda gari, nikafika, gari kasonga like 100 meters, nikasimamisha, nimesahau kitu. Nikarudi. Then vile nimerudi nikapata sasa jamaa ameanguka hapo kwa kiti. So we started an argument. Then I went back home. There's what we call self-reflection, what Muthoni was telling us. Nilijikalisha chini. Nikaandika about Josephine. Remember when I left, nilimwambia, I'm going to have a reflection of my life. It's because I didn't know the person. It's like I didn't know the person I was dating. Because maybe I was 100%, I knew this man was right. But when I went home, I sat down, I wrote some few questions with answers, and then I discovered that it's because I didn't know myself. Failure to know yourself, you will fall into some traps
of which might hurt you for the rest of your life. Fortunately, the heartbreak didn't go for long. It was just like a week, and I told God, when I go back to a relationship, please God give me a man, not a big boy. Thank you for all your questions.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. It can happen to anyone. It's life. Life is a surprise. One day you're happy together, the next day you might find yourself crying. It's life. Yeah? Thank you for sharing that. So I have your questions here. I'm going to be reading them as I answer them. Hi, madam. Is it okay for a man to shame you off about your age? Okay, how old is this man, first of all? Because I can sense maybe an age difference. No, it's not okay for anybody to shame anyone about anything. At the same time, don't give people permission to make you feel bad. That's what we said. Even when someone body shames you, or someone tells you, hey, no, me, this age is so good for me. See, I'm still learning. I'm still young. I've not made many mistakes. I don't have a lot of responsibilities. Don't allow them. Another thing, you can tell him if you're in a relationship, tell him, by the way, when you shame me about my age, it makes me feel bad. It hurts me. Tell him. And if he repeats, now that's a problem. Now that's a serious problem. It means you might get hurt a lot in that relationship. So communicate, tell him, I don't like it when you say those, when you make those jokes about my age. I feel a bit hurt. Sawa. And also as you tell him those things, don't forget what we said, self-love, fill your cup, such that the whole world is falling apart for you. The whole week yeah, so fill your cup so that you stop also stressing the people in your life to come and fill your cup as well. They to fill their cup and yours. Yes, communicate, communicate, communicate. And then observe if they've changed their behavior. Another question. Let's take a case of one not being able to find a person of their choice. What do you advise them to do? Let's take a case of one not being able to find the person you want, and what do you advise? Work on yourself. Yeah, so you're saying that you can't find the person you want. What do you work on yourself, upgrade yourself, and especially when you leave a relationship. When you leave a relationship, you have to date better. You cannot keep dating James in a different man. The first one you dated, you're dating him everywhere. Upgrade yourself, update yourself to date better. If the first person you are dating was cheating around, you cannot date another cheater, because that now says something about you. You are the constant here. You're the one who's going there everywhere. Yeah, so upgrade yourself every time. So I'd say work on yourself, work on yourself. And one of the best ways to work on yourself is to look at how you showed up in your other relationships. What's the pattern there? Were they all cheating on you? Were they all ghosting you? Were they all not taking you anywhere? Were they all borrowing you money and broke? Then that says something about you. Then you start from there. Work on yourself. Put yourself out here as a single lady. The men that you want also, put yourself in places where they would be. If you come a place, the only place you find yourself is outside your house, is in a matatu and where you work. You have a very high chance of dating your colleague or someone you find yourself with in the matatu, or a neighbor. Right? Because that's where you are. So look good, get out of your everyday routine, break your routine, go for solo. Like she said, she had suggested that solo date to be once a month. So I say solo dates should be weekly. But once a month, you can take yourself for a nice dinner. When you're paid, you go somewhere, there's a golf tournament somewhere, show up, there's an investor dinner somewhere, and you want to date an executive, go there. and look like at the lady that executive would date. Yes, look like the woman for the man you're looking for. Look like the woman that person would date. The woman that person would marry. So you also have to match up. Yes. So continue working on yourself, put yourself out here, and trust the process. Yeah. How to handle procrastination? This is a good question, and I get this question a lot. Procrastination itself is not a problem per se. We say something is a problem if it affects your day-to-day life, how you show up. Maybe you procrastinate so much during your presentations that now you're getting fired. Now, okay, that's a problem now. But this kidogo, I wanted to do this, but it's part of being human. It's part of being a human being. At the same time, if you find yourself procrastinating a lot, it could be because you're organized. So one of the things I say is divide your days into two. Morning, afternoon, you can even do evening. In the morning, I'm calling these clients, and then I'm finishing this presentation, and then lunch, and then in the afternoon, I'm going to do this, to follow up with this and this, and I'm going to do this. So such that you have clarity of what you want to do, such that it stops looking like so much. And so when you look at it, the brain, when you think about it, the brain is already tired. Because procrastination is a way that the mind, the brain, pushes those tasks further away, because it means when you do those tasks, there will be exhaustion. So it's like trying to run away from exhaustion. So plan your day, plan your time, let there be clarity. Don't have a million things in your head you want to do. Of course, even though you would run away from so many things. Yeah, and then also another thing could be rewarding yourself. If you wanted to watch a movie but you have so much to do, how about you decide, I'll do everything and then reward myself with this thing. Or I wanted to eat something. You know what? I'll just finish my tasks for today and then now I'll eat. Rewarding yourself. Or getting an accountability partner. But then remind me, tomorrow I'm doing this and this. Please, at a text, just send me a text message and tell me. I do that a lot with my assistant. I tell her, but tomorrow, please text me, call me, do what you need to do to make sure you've reminded me. You can get an accountability partner, a colleague, a friend, a spouse. It works as well. But procrastinating something, because you procrastinated something yesterday, it's not a problem per se. When you remember it, just do it. It's part of being a human being. We will never be perfect. Perfection does not exist, no matter how much you've healed, no matter how rich you are, or how beautiful you are. Another question. Thank you for the amazing session. Can you talk about black tax, how to say no to supporting relatives? Oh, thank you so much for this question. How many people here are doing black tax? Okay, black tax is giving back to your relatives. If you're paying for your mother's medicine, you're paying school fees for your brother, your mother wants a cow, you have to buy her another cow. As in, if you're doing things for your relatives and your family, obligations, it's called black tax. My heart goes out to anyone who's doing black tax, because I know it's a form of slavery. One of the best ways to be able to deal with black tax is to communicate. And especially if you know those people can be able to handle themselves. It's not like medical, and if I don't support my mother and I'm an only child, when it comes to my medicine, it might come to the worst. But if there are people who are able to do things for themselves, your younger sister, hatafutani kazi, but when you're first you kumsaidia na nini, those things. The best thing is to communicate, and one of those ways is to plan ahead. Tell them, things are tough even where I work. Hata sasa tumekatiwa mshahara. So from September, sitaweza kukulipia nyumba. So from September, ujue sitaweza kukulipia. So itabidi ujipange. Or even if it's your mother, you tell her, I've been sending you 10,000. I've been sending you 10,000. So from July, I will not be able to send you that money because this and this has happened. Come up with a reason. Yeah? And if you're one of those, you know how we are naive, and then you get your first job, and then you tell your parents how much you're earning. Then you realize they do the budget for you. By the time you're telling them, I don't have, they're like, what do you mean you don't have and you're paid 40,000? They've already done the calculation for you. So plan ahead, tell them ahead, start preparing them, because those are also people you care about, and you are not able to just decide no. But one of the best ways to deal with black tax is to close the tap. That's what I'm talking about. If you were sending her 10,000, you reduce it to 7, eventually to 5. Yeah, and especially if you know there are other people who can help, especially you know they can get help. Yeah, or if it's someone who really depends on you and they have nothing to do, it's even better to give them that 20K one-off and tell them, start a business. Or you told me you want to start selling mutumba. You told me you want to then start a business because from the other month I'll not be able to support you. That means you're setting boundaries and you're supporting them through the boundary. And when it comes to September, see, you say you don't have school fees for your brother's children. Don't have. Yeah? It's not for them to accept. Of course, September they'll wait. And you've told them over the months, they'll wait for that money. So it's for you to say, when they call you, hey, you know now school fees is due. Now this is September. School fees is due. You know you're supposed to send school fees for my children. Tell him, I told you, I don't even have food in my house. I totally don't have. And don't give. And you'll be so surprised. Sometimes we think they cannot do without it. You'll be so surprised. December they have even new clothes. And they went to school. And they've been fine. Yeah. So start slowly. Start weaning them off slowly. Yes. And it's okay if they ghost you, if they start saying things, it's okay, it's expected. You cannot control people, you can only control yourself. It's gonna happen. And in most cases it happens, that rejection, that they don't care about you anymore, they are mean to you. It's okay, they'll get over it. Yeah. The other question is, what's your thoughts on friends with benefit? Especially if you don't feel like doing or using someone. So you don't want to use them, but you want to be friends with benefits. You're gonna use them because there's benefit somewhere, right? Yeah? It's mutual. Hey, Margaret, Margaret is like, I'm sorry I said you go out. Stay. Margaret is like, it's mutual. Okay. So my take is, some of these friends with benefit, fuckmates, what you want to call them, they're what complicates life. You start benefiting with someone, 3 months down the line, what are we? He doesn't want to define it. You start catching feelings because we're women, we are very emotional and it will kill. Or you start friends with benefit, the next thing, you know, I missed my period, I'm pregnant. You even start bringing kids in this world that you start, where do you want to complicate your life? Why don't you just take your time as a single woman and work on yourself, start dating again so that you can also get emotional connection with that person. This benefit you are looking here from sex is so much better when there's an emotional connection. Don't complicate your life. That's what I'll tell you. I would not advise you to do friends with benefit with anyone. Yeah, and also a lot is involved. You don't know how many friends are benefiting from that person in the same way also. It's such a gamble. So I'd say just work on yourself and get into a relationship. And if you really want to pleasure yourself, get a vibrator. If you really have to. So a vibrator is no, but sex benefits is yes. Which is worse. Yeah, all right. So I would not advise you to do it. If you really have the need for it, find other ways of bringing excitement in your life outside another human being that you don't even want for life. Yes. How to deal with a man who is ever insecure and never compliments or appreciates you. Is he your husband? If he's not, yes, she said something. Yeah, drop him like a hot potato. If you're with someone who makes you second guess yourself, dating. Let me say, what is dating? Let me define dating. It's getting to know different people until you find the person you're compatible with long term.
So you keep dropping them until you find someone. So if you're with a boyfriend who is insecure, who controls you, is insecure, they are reading your messages, they want to know who you're talking to on the phone, okay, so they're doing what they are not supposed to do. They're being insecure, but they never compliment you. They don't appreciate you. If it's a relationship, I tell you to think again and think it over again. Don't be in a relationship where your needs are not being met. And especially if you want that relationship to lead to marriage. Forever is a very long time to be miserable and to keep waiting for someone to appreciate you. Another thing, one of the reasons why you're waiting for him to compliment you and to appreciate you is because up your self-love game. Up yourself, feel good about yourself, compliment yourself. You won't even need to ask these questions when you start loving yourself and feeling good about yourself. You'll put your energy elsewhere. So stop focusing on so much, he's not complimenting me, he's not appreciating me. Start doing those things for yourself and start giving energy and attention to those who are complimenting you and appreciating you. If it's your friend, if it's your family, give them that energy. This one who's not complimenting you, let him wonder why you don't even want to hang out with him anymore. Yeah? Another thing is you can communicate about it. Baby, I really like it when you compliment me. I feel so good when you tell me nice things. It's part of femininity. Communicate your needs. One of the things you have to deal with is the fear of rejection. And it comes from trauma from our childhood. You have to deal with that fear because if it affects you even at work, you'll find yourself doing jobs you really don't want because you're scared of, if I ask for a promotion, what will they say? What will they say? The worst they can do is fire you. And they can't because you've asked for a promotion. That's not even the basis for firing anyone. That's kind of your right? Yes. So you're like, Yes. So, and where is the insecurity coming from? They're insecure. Why are they insecure? Could it be because you're not trustworthy? Because sometimes it could be a reason. Could it be? But people who have good self-esteem, if you find yourself with someone who's not trustworthy, you don't stay with them. You just let them be, let them go. So focus on your self-love. I think I've answered that question. So another question, how does one overcome previous marriage trauma and enter the dating scene seeking for a relationship leading to marriage? I had answered this question, so I don't think I'll go and talk about it again. Seek help. Come to me. I have dating sessions. I even have a package. Come, so we talk. We look at the kind of relationship you want. Where would someone want to be with you? What are some of your blind spots? How did you let yourself down in the other relationships? What can you do different now in everything? This one has written, okay. I'd love to know how you became a counselor. I went to school. I've done so many certifications, and currently I'm doing my master's also at USIU to become a clinical psychologist. So I went to school. Number 2, when working on myself towards my true identity, self-discovery, I've observed many in need of the same, but have not yet realized that they need it. How can I start them on the self-discovery journey? Some get to be receptive, but many resist, but suffer. The best way is to start sharing your experiences, things you've learned, if you've overcome some challenges. So like she was here sharing about her breakup. If you've overcome some challenges, start sharing some of the things you did to overcome. Start inspiring people if you want to build also a career in psychology. It's more of, or in counseling, it's more of giving value as compared to making so much money from it. Yeah. The other question, please talk about expectations. For example, people expecting a lot from you, and that may sometimes bring pressure. Let them expect those things from themselves. And you can clearly tell what kind of people that those are. Yeah. But also sometimes we have our own insecurities where someone can be giving you positive feedback, but because you have your own trauma, you just automatically think, hey, they expect me to. And maybe they were just sharing something as they pass by. People's expectations of you are not your business. They are not your business at all.
Your business is your expectations for yourself. Because can you imagine right now, how many are you? Let's say 100. Every one of you has an expectation of Muthoni. Like how, I can't even, like it's unfair to me to try to meet all your expectations. And they are, like she said, their expectations. So those expectations are who's theirs. So it's not your business. Just improve yourself, do the best by you and for you, improve yourself, grow, seek help, and become the best version of yourself. Another question, Muthoni, I love your feminine energy. Keep it up. Thank you. Number 2, talk about quitting your job and starting over from scratch. Of my job or your job? Okay, let me talk both. Let me start with you. If you want to quit your job, quitting doesn't start the day you resign. It starts like a year before, 2 years before, with planning. And especially if you want to start over, it's not like you're doing a lateral move from this company to a competing brand company. If you want to start in another field, planning starts 2 years before, a year before. Number 1, financially. I don't know if you have financial speakers who come to talk to them. You guys know about the emergency fund? Where your upkeep for the month. If the money you spend per month is 30,000, you need to have 30,000 saved for 6 months or for a year, like 30 times 6, 180. You need to have 180 somewhere. If the owner of this company woke up and closed it, you are fine for the next 6 months before you get a job. You have upkeep for 6 months. So it should be 6 months to a year. You need to have that somewhere in an account where you've saved. And it's the same even before you start over. And starting over, I say, it doesn't start the day you quit and you resign. It starts with, you start taking the course for the career you want to start when you're in that career you're in. You start when you are there. You start saving money for that time, 2027, you start saving that money in 2025. You start planning ahead. Such that even when just to a point now you're starting from scratch, you're not really starting from scratch. You have some finances, you have some certificates you had already done when you were in the other place. So you have some platform, you have some cushion. So even though you want to start from scratch or not, every lady here, you need to have savings. For 6 emergency fund, 6 months, for 6 months to a year. If things were to go south, for 6 months you'll pay your bill. For 1 year you can be able to pay your bills. You need to have that, whether you could resign or not, because things happen. People close their companies, natural calamities happen. People get fired, people get retrenched. So you need to take care of yourself and to think about yourself. It's part of being wise, being self-aware. Knowing life is a surprise and things can happen, so it's good to stay ready. So for me, I used to be, I don't know if you're asking about me, but let me answer. I used to be a journalist. I used to work for a media house and I was a news anchor for 6 years. Before I left, I did what I've spoken about. I had a business, I had a really good business, and I started what I'm doing now when I was still employed. So by the time I was leaving, I was not leaving to go to another media house. I was leaving to do what I'm doing here. So planning, quitting a job doesn't start the day you resign. It starts a year before, 2 years before. Yeah, you start even going to school for that thing you want to do when you're still there. That is how you prepare. How do you deal with, another question, how do you deal with trauma-bonded relationships? Okay. And at what point in dating do you bring up your kids? If divorced? The third question, how do you deal with a partner who doesn't want to work? Oh, okay. The first one, how do you deal with trauma-bonded relationships? Trauma-bonded relationships are relationships where you're brought together because of you went through trauma, some sort of trauma. You went through something that, some of these trauma-bonded relationships are relationships where there is a savior and a victim. Your trauma made you want to save people, want you to fix things, want you to maybe, like, for example, firstborns. And so you found yourself, you want to mother people, when you mother hell, you want to take care of things. So it's very easy for you to find yourself in a relationship with a victim. Lastborns. Hi, lastborns. Like they don't do anything. So you're the one who's picking the pieces, you're the one who's doing everything. So you find for your relationships to thrive, you have to save. There has to be a victim. And for the victims, for their relationships to thrive, they have to have someone who's saving them. So you find yourself, that's a trauma bond relationship. It's kind of like a codependent relationship. So go for help, go for therapy, seek help to deal with your trauma. That's the only solution. At what point in dating do you bring up your kids? You can say you have kids. You can tell someone, because meeting someone without talking to them about it, and maybe they don't want kids, so you wasted your time there. Tell them before, I have kids, but they have children. Or you ask them, do you have children? Or I don't. And then they tell them, yeah, I have 2 children. So telling them you have children and introducing your children are 2 different things. You don't introduce your children before you actually know this is a good person. This is someone I would want in my life. Yes. So talk about your children, but don't introduce them too soon. How do you deal with a partner who does not want to work? Encourage them. Were they working and then they stopped, and they've never worked? Because if they've never worked, you're not going to change them. But you are the problem. You're the one who changed. So they were not working and you're okay with it. And then now you actually apparently want them to work. So at that point, we say you are the problem. And sometimes it happens in marriage where you get married when you are at level 1. And then because you work at a company like this one, where Magigia is bringing experts and all that, you realize you improve yourself so much. And then you start realizing, this guy is not for me. This guy, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't even dress well, he doesn't take me anywhere. But he was not taking you anywhere even that time. So who has changed? It's you. And it's okay, it's good change. Yeah. So what you can do is, you cannot change someone, like because you've changed that now you automatically you have to change him. But what you can do, especially in marriage, is inspire someone to change by talking about some of the things they do well, by encouraging them in that thing. When you start having conversations about money, or when you realize he has good things he does in terms of money, encourage him. Tell him you're really good when it comes to money. Even I know women, when you get your job, you'll be so good. Then you ask him, how did it go? Did you apply for more jobs today? What kind of support would you want from me in terms of getting a job? Encourage him. Because especially if you're already married to that person, before you decide what you want to decide, do your part as a partner, because it might be you who is in that situation and you'd want their support, right? Encourage, ask. So have you gotten any callbacks from the jobs? Or what kind of business do you want to do now? Have you been able to get where you can borrow a loan to see what you can do? How would you want me to support you? And then if even with your support, and no matter how much you try, you realize this one you'll forever be their mother, then that time you can make whatever decision you feel is good for you and your children. But in the meantime, just encourage them and support them. Yeah. So another question: how does one supposed to do, especially when you find a man, know each other for some time, then he starts to distance himself from you without any reason? The same situation reoccurs to you every time you find a man. Can I be the problem? Listen, people are allowed to walk away, but when they walk away, it means you get the cue. They've walked away, so pia wewe you face the west side na unaanza kutembea na huko pia wewe. Yeah. So if you start dating people and they start ghosting you, there are signs. Someone who's invested in you and who's taking you seriously, it's very rarely they're walking away. And if they do, it's okay. Take the cue and keep on dating other people. That's the whole point of dating. You keep dating different people and dropping them until you find your person. That's the whole point of dating. Those ones that meet someone in campus and get married and live happily ever after, those are the exception, not the rule. For some of us, we have to go through heartbreaks. And it's okay, it's dating. You're interviewing different people. So I would say you could be the problem. I don't know what, is this to do something? Is it that they have told you before, hey, you know me, it's not like I'm looking for anything serious. And then you still stay there. Of course, they're gonna walk away at some point. So I don't know, just go for personalized sessions. I don't really know if you could perceive with the problem, but if every man is doing this, maybe there's a lesson you're not learning, or there are red flags you might be ignoring, or there's something you're doing. Is it in how maybe you communicate or how you handle your emotions? It could be something. However, if someone walks away and they're not willing to say why they're walking away, then you also don't want that someone long term where you're constantly second guessing what you did wrong or where they expect you to read their mind. So one of the lessons I've said, and I've spoken a lot about this, especially about relationships, please communicate. No one can read your mind. That man has not dated you before. So how would he have known that? Unless it's there are those universal deal breakers. But these other things, how you like to be complimented, how you like to be, just tell them, I really like this. I feel good when this and this happen. Oh yeah, so communicate. Okay, other questions. Number one, could you touch on women and finances since it contributes to self-confidence? What exactly do you want me to touch on finances? I've spoken a bit about having an emergency fund. What I'd say is you guys are already here. Make your own money. You guys are making money. Have your own money. Money, you know how people say money doesn't buy happiness? It does. It buys you freedom to choose whether you want to eat at Java or at cafe. It buys you freedom to decide to choose whether you want to stay to go vacation to Mombasa, or you want to go swimming somewhere where you're paying. Like it buys you choices and freedom. So it's good. So one of the things I can say is have an emergency fund. It's so important. And especially even those that are married. Have something for you somewhere. Save that money. Another thing is to invest. And even if you're single, buy your dream car. Go to South Africa when you want to leave. Go to Dubai. Live your best life. Buy even land. Sometimes I come across ladies who say, as single women, we don't want to intimidate men. That's not your man who you're intimidating because of a car. You want men who they also have their big car as well. You want men who you're telling he knows you have a kashamba somewhere, Kamundu. He has a building. He owns an apartment. So that's the man for you. So don't shrink yourself, especially financially, because of a man. Let him come to your level or go away. Live your best life. Make your money. Invest in stocks. She said she knows some ladies who are good finance coaches, which is a good topic. How to invest, how to save your money, how to multiply your money. Even when you're employed, how can you have something on the side that's also giving you something on the side? Yeah, so don't be ashamed to make money, to hustle, to buy things that you like, big cars, to go on those holidays, to even live in a mansion. It's good. Yes. So I don't have specific questions per se about finances, but what I can tell is make money and have something for a rainy day. Another thing, number two, what was your financial journey till where you are now? Oh, I was so broke. I have done so many jobs. I was selling Safaricom lines, then Airtel for streets. I was 21 at that time. And then I per line, I used to get 24. But I was a good salesperson. So I sold lines, I started acting. I have done so many things, like hustling. I did voiceovers. I moved from my parents' home when I was 24 years. I had started doing voiceovers and doing stage plays at the National Theatre, Kenya National Theatre. So I moved to a bedsitter in Roysambu. I was paid 8,000. I didn't even have. And my boyfriend at that time was so stingy. At some point I left him because of that. So he wrote me a very long email. I know you left me because I don't have money. He wrote me a very long email to my Yahoo. That time, I really hustled. I was really putting myself out here. I was talking to people. And then I was still in school. I was doing journalism, and then
I got my first job. I had a job, but it was not even paying. I was selling things. And then I got my media job because I had a degree in journalism. So I got my job as a journalist, and then I became a news anchor. Then after that, now I am a counselor. I do therapy, what I'm doing here. So I didn't start from here. I tried so I always loved money, and I knew I am those women who want to have money and who want big cars and who want to look beautiful. And I work for that because I deserve a good life. Right? That's what we are saying. Yes, you feeling good, looking good, having all those big cars and taking yourself on nice dates and even little vacations. Every woman here needs to go on a solo vacation. You know it's a solo vacation. Book 3 days to Diani, go there and swim, wear your bikini, sip your margaritas at the beach and feel good. The life you're thinking that man will come to you, at least I want to meet a man so we can go on holiday, start going on holiday. So you can meet men kwa jambo jets, right? Mbona utaishi matatu? Right? Like explore, the world is so huge. Why are you limiting yourself to Mombasa Road and Imaradaima? So explore, talk to Azungus there, the tourists, just get out of your comfort zone. Yes, so that was the last of the questions. I don't know if you have others. Okay. All right, another question. Hi there, Rob. Hi, I want to ask about being child-free personally. I've been thinking about doing tubal ligation, and I'm okay with it, but my problem is if I get a partner maybe later in life, will he be okay with it? Should their opinions matter? I have no kid. I want to applaud you for living according to what you want. This is brave and it takes courage. Whoever wrote this question, do what works for you. Some people had children because women are supposed to have children. And then now you're stuck here with 3 people looking at you, they are hungry and expecting you to do everything for them and you're feeling, oh my God, I am a mother myself and I can tell you it's not a walk in the park. And motherhood is not what people tell it is. When you get there, you're like, what the ghetto is this? What in the name of ghetto is happening in this house? So I applaud you and congratulations for wanting to live your life the way you want, for taking advantage of your freedom and your choices. So make sure you date someone who wants the same thing that you do. If you don't want children, talk about that in the beginning stages. Tell them, I don't want children, I actually can't have children, and I'm okay with it. So he needs to know you will not. So if at the point he feels like he wants children 5 years later, he's going to have to go elsewhere. Let him know, let them know in the beginning stages, that's not something that's on the table. And at the same time, if you meet a guy who's tall, who has good English, the ones you like, and they want kids, you cannot change their mind. Can you repeat? You cannot, I want you to repeat after me. You cannot change anybody. Repeat that. Plus, why would you even want to do that work to try changing people? Do you know how hard it is to change yourself? You yourself, and you know you need to change. But now you want to change another individual who doesn't even know they need to change. Like, what do we think we have as women to try to change people? That the other women didn't change him, but you can. You can't. So just make sure your choices are valid. It's for you. You're living your life for you. Just be with people who want the same things that you do. I said that to the ladies who also celebrate or who are not having sex till marriage. Just make sure the person you are dating is also on the same journey. Don't date someone who says, I can change for you. First, you will be getting it somewhere, and then you're thinking you're on the same journey. So just be with people who want the same things that you do. And you see, another thing I say, there's someone somewhere for you. So you think you're the only good person who is celibate. There's also a man like that somewhere. Just be willing to drop people who are not aligned to your path, so you can create space for people who are aligned to your path. So for the lady who wants to be child-free, congratulations. Live your life for you. Do what works for you. What I don't know, I would not encourage you to do tubal ligation for now. Even doctors say that. They say
Even when you're doing obligation, even before you do it, they keep asking you every 3 months, do you still want to go ahead with this trace? It's not something you can walk in the hospital and tell them, I want to do obligation, and they just do it because you can actually sue them. Like, it needs a lot of consent. So, but if you're sure, go ahead and just do you. Yeah, just make sure you cannot change a man and communicate. Just tell, don't pretend that you want children and you know you don't want, and you know you can't even because you've done the chigo. Yeah. Okay, another question. Hi, Muthoni, how do you deal with, okay, let me say, people that are mothers here, those who want to be mothers. I chose to be a mother. Just make sure you choose the path that works for you, yeah? If you don't want to have children, imagine it, okay? If you want to have children, like me, it's also okay. You just know yourself. You know me, I would want to be a mother. Or you know me, I want to enjoy my life, to travel, to be child-free. It's also okay. You just choose what works for you. Yes, another question. Hi, Muthoni, how do you deal with favorism at the workplace? How does it affect employees? One of the ways to deal with it is to call it out. If every time in the meeting it's Nancy will handle that, Nancy will, when they say, why Nancy? I want to handle it. Challenge it. Challenge it. We are saying we are dealing with the fear of rejection. So long as you're respectful and you're kind, you don't have that condescending tone and you just say, okay, I can do it. Yeah, I can also do it. I volunteer to do it. I want to do it. Challenge those things. And if you feel it's too much, come to Margaret. Come tell her something is happening in my department. There's something going on and you need to address it. And you can actually even tell her without having paper trail. You can actually first tell her to talk to that person. But there's that also. I was also in corporate, and I know sometimes we had a very toxic supervisor at some point, and he used to be so mean and call people names during meetings. And at some point I went to the HR and I told her, but there is something happening in that office. Or can we rotate? Or you can suggest, could we rotate so that everyone has their turn? It's something that you all want to do. Yeah. If you see it's still happening, then use the right channels. Yes. And finally, if you work somewhere or you're in some place where you feel like you mentor to her, if you feel it's beyond her, then there are also other ways to deal with it. You don't have to sit somewhere where things are so, and you chose to work here. It's a choice, right? No one was born here. So it's your choice. So it means you can also make another choice. Yeah. So that one I've read. What is the role of a boyfriend financially? Yeah, it is what I'm sure is my fellow Kikuyus. Like my Kikuyu inner voice was like, ooh. So his role number one financially is not to pay your current bills. You're waiting for a stranger somewhere to come and pay your rent and make your hair and do your nails. They can do those things, but that is not their obligation. Yeah. And number two, if someone is taking care of you so much, especially financially, they can also abuse you. They can also misuse you. They can also treat you so badly. And money is one of those things that you can give yourself. You're making money for yourself. It's not like he's giving you something you can't give to yourself. So this is what I say. No matter how rich he is, let him buy you a car, but make sure you're paying your rent and your current bills. And then he tells you, well, I want you to move to Kilimani, and then I pay your rent 80K. Then over there he starts mistreating you. You start carrying drugs for him, and you can't say no, he's paying 80K. When your job is 30K pay, so you can't pay that money. So you enslave yourself, you become like a slave of that person. So no matter how rich he is, let him give you money by the tukua. Let him give you money. At the same time, don't let him be like your father. He's the one who pays your rent. He does this, he buys token. If he doesn't buy, Giza. Yeah, you shouldn't depend on someone like that. So let him do these other things. Let him buy you a car. Let him take you on holiday. Let him give you money for this. Those ones, let him do those things. But especially your recurrent bills,
Take care of them. Another thing, when you have a fight, don't let money be the compensation. If he did something you feel is a red flag, or he disrespected you, but then he apologizes by giving you 50K. This is what happens. Why do you think some very rich wives stay in the very abusive marriages? Because the man is disrespecting and then buying her a car. So, ananyamazishwa na gari. So they can help you, they can give you money, they can spoil you, but make sure you take care of your recurrent bills until they marry you. Don't sell yourself. Yeah. Also, you see, this thing of you doing something for yourself is also attractive to them. Like you have your house, your clean house, you pay your 2 bills, it's attractive. Yeah. So if he has money, he can give you, however. Let him give you and then you start like a business. That's okay. As compared to he's the one who takes care of your entire livelihood. You even want to quit your job. He asked you to quit your job so he can take care of you. Tell him, if you want to take care of me, you have to marry me. Let's start from there. Because now that's his obligation. When he marries you, it's his obligation to take care of you, right? So before that, it's by choice. So he can take you to Kilimani, and the following month he's like, why should I do it? Then you're left there crying. Yes. So if he wants to give you, let him spoil you. He can do all those things, but don't let him take care of your recurrent bills. Yes. Don't let someone keep you in a lifestyle that you can't afford and that person has not married you. It means you've given them the key. They can also hurt you and they can also take it away when they want to. Or they can disrespect you, but because you are at their mercy, you have to take it. You have to take the disrespect. Yes. I don't think we have any more questions, Margaret. Thank you so much for your questions. I love answering questions. I hope it's been worthwhile.
Can I clap for her? Ashira, I don't know whether you have any more questions. Are we answered? Have we learned something today? There's someone who decided to bless us with their earpods. Please give us the other one and the chat. We'll appreciate that. Thank you so much, Muthoni, for the session. I believe that it has been impactful. There's just one thing that was bugging me. There's someone who asked, what is it my problem when I get guys and they leave? There's something that we say, we keep repeating the things we don't hear from, we keep repeating the lessons. So it is important, as Muthoni says, and we say, when you go for therapy, say to me, we have sang this song, we have counselors, go see them. These are some of the things that you go talk to. You have Muthoni, now you have introduced you to a new one. At the company level, we are paid for that service. Go see the counselors, go talk about those things. It doesn't mean you have to be mentally unstable to seek therapy, to seek counseling.
We say you don't go for counseling because you're broken. You go for counseling because you're wise. And because you want someone to help you with your problems. That is a luxury, actually, getting someone to help you with your problems, as opposed to you dealing with them. Yeah.
Thank you, Muthoni, for that. I still insist. Use the time that we have, use the resources that we have. You can visit their offices. They are as anonymous as they can get. I don't even get to know what you discussed about. Go there, also join our forums every month that we have. Make sure you join, learn, ask questions as many as you can. When we have special times, we'll be inviting Muthoni to come talk to us, and I hope you have learned. Have you learned? Thank you so much. Again, we appreciate. If there's no other question, kuna swali lingine before I close this chapter? Any other question? I want to believe that is the end of the Q&A session. I want to go to the part of the gifting. We have some gifts that you wish Muthoni will help us distribute. Susan, if you're here, give me the list of the ladies who are here. Susan, if you have the list, please give me the list. You're going to be using that. Then after that, you go to cake cutting and you call it a day. Can we take the photo in there? They're not going to leave. Are you going to leave? Yeah? With the gifts. I think it will be better. So please do not leave. After you get the gifts, we'll take a photo. We will also do the cake cutting. I will ask Muthoni to lead us in the cake cutting. Please do not leave. Then after that, we can go home. I'm waiting for the list. I also need people to help me out here. I need 2 people to help me out. If you've not indicated your name on the list, please do so. In the meantime, when you're gifting, admin, please help us with the cake.
So in the meantime, my social media pages are Muthoni Mukiri. I have a YouTube channel where I have around 300 videos about healing, personal development, self-love, self-awareness, Muthoni's mission. YouTube is Muthoni's mission. I have 105,000 subscribers. So you'll see my photo there. On Instagram, Muthoni Mukiri, on Facebook, Muthoni Mukiri, on TikTok, Muthoni Mukiri, on LinkedIn, Muthoni Mukiri. I also have one of the best-selling books in Kenya, How to Become the Woman of Your Dreams. It's out of stock, so I didn't bring it. But if you see my social media pages, you'll see I've spoken about it. If you're interested, we can take your number. I came with my assistant, Valentine's. We can take your number and then we can let you know when we restock.
All right, I'm waiting for the list. This is your chance to get a photo with Muthoni. I was hoping she was going to talk about her book. I don't know why she's not talking about it. I don't know whether she came with some copies that
My books are totally sold out. I don't even have a sample, I don't even have a copy. Yes, I have some. They can see on my page. It's on my page, you can scroll and see. But I'm restocking in the next 2 weeks. In my books, I've spoken about, in my book, it's about healing, about self-love, about dating and relationships. You love my book, it's amazing. So you can check it at Carrefour supermarkets. They still have a bit of stock, but I'm currently sold out. I'll restock in 2 weeks. If you're interested in getting a copy of my book, we can take your phone number and then we'll let you know when we restock.
Thank you for that, Muthoni. I'm waiting for Susan to give me the list. The rest we're going to write. Then we can come in front and give me the names. So we have some very beautiful mats because of beautiful ladies. I just want to open a sample of what you have for you. We got you standing. You're not even clapping for us. Eh? As you walk around, walk with pride, knowing that you belong and you're the best thing that has happened. Regardless of what people say, as a woman, and I keep saying, show up for yourself. It doesn't matter what Margaret says, and anybody I talk to is telling that. What matters is what you say to yourself. And that is what is going to determine whether you grow, whether you complain, whatever you do. So hold the cup in a day. Do not be afraid, okay? You are you, you're perfect where you are. Improve what you can improve, but above all, be happy for who you are. So this is what we got for you ladies. We decided not to brand them. so you can walk with them. We realize we give you two bars that are brand and you don't even see them. So you can walk with it around it, but no, it is sponsored by Onfon Group. So you'll have your moment with Muthoni. You give power, she will give you her number. She can tell you where you need to meet. If you want to follow her in her journey, what you need to do. Those are some of the things that I expect you'll be talking about. I'll be calling out the names kindly. When I call you, come pick your gift. Have a photo with Muthoni. The photos are going to be circulated from our marketing team. Yes. So is that with Susan? Susan? For the photo, you just I need someone to help me out here. When we call, kindly hurry up because we are many. Stacy, if you're done with the photo, let us know. We have Annette. Annette, Linda Nyamiko, follow Rosemary Wanjiko, then follow Annette. Rosemary, follow Linda. Rosemary, please be on standby. That is your time. We have Catherine Kyoko. Please follow Rosemary. Catherine. Rehab Yuri. Rehab. Nancy Lanela. Mary Mita, please follow. Jen Wanjiku after Mary Mita. Joyce Jerry. Joyce. Vivian Auma, kindly follow this Paswani. Make your way. Catherine, Kakai, Kit. Where's Kit? Oh, you're picking one of them? Okay. Please don't be sad. Underline Muku to be a bit easier. Anjuma. Maureen actually. Maureen. Barbara Atieno. Barbara. Cynthia Barasa. Sylvia. Sylvia. Evelyn Mitianga. Evelyn. Madongeri. Cynthia Waku. Vivian Juma. Celine Atieno. Celine. Faith Karemi. Stacy tuharakishe kidogo. Eugene Hemba. Eugenia. Laura. Esther Chepano. Chepnyango. Esther. Yvonne Luti. Shemi Banjibu. Winnie Achille. Beryl. Lucas Joshua. Olivia Utsi. Please do not pick for anyone. Please do not pick for anyone who is not here. Right, enemy? Mara? Where is Mara? No? Can you hear me? Ramla Hassan. Elective. Eve Moss, Eva Mosse. Eva. Irene Yoki. Elisa Shera. Gertrude Chakwe. Ilha. Megan Matthew. Jedida Wawena, Jedida Wawena, Purity Nigecha, Ruth Tostovic, Juliet,